क्लास 7 हिस्ट्री चैप्टर 6 टाउन ट्रेडर्स एंड क्राफ्ट पर्सन। जो हमारे टाउन्स हैं और ट्रेडर्स हैं और क्राफ्ट पर्सन है उसके बारे में बात करते हैं। What would a travel visiting a medieval town expect to find? This would depend on what kind of a town it was, a temple town, an administrative center, a commercial town, or a port town, to just name some possibilities. In fact, many towns combine several functions. They were administrative centers, temple towns, as well as center of communal activities and craft productions. Administrative centers, you read about the Cholas dynasties in chapter 2. चैप्टर 2 में आपने चोलास डायनेस्टीज के बारे में देखा था। डायनेस्टीज, लेट्स ट्रैवल इन आवर इमेजिनेशन टू थांजौर, द कैपिटल ऑफ द चोलास, एज इट वॉज 1000 ईयर अगो। चोलास ने जो था अपनी राज्य पे हजारों साल तक राज्य करा था। द पेरिनियल रिवर्स कावेरी फ्लो नियर द ब्यूटीफुल टाउन्स। वन हियर्स द बेल ऑफ राजराजेश्वर टेम्पल built by King Rajaraj Cholas. The townspeople are all Paris for its attached Kanjura Mullan Rajaraj Perchant, who has proudly carved his name on the temple wall inside a massive Shiva Linga. Beside the temple there are palaces with mandapas or pavilion. Kings hold court in these mandapas, issuing order to their subordinates. There are also barracks for the army. The town is bustling with markets selling grain, spice, cloth and jewelry. अब देख सकते हो यहाँ पे जो टाउन्स होते हैं वहाँ पे स्पाइस, मसाले, कपड़े, ज्वेलरी, ये सब कुछ मतलब सेल किया जाता है। एंड वाटर सप्लाई फॉर द टाउन्स कम फ्रॉम वेल्स एंड टैंक्स। द सालियास वीवर्स ऑफ थांजौर एंड नियर बाय टाउन द ओरियर आर busy producing cloth or flax to be used in the temple festival. Fine cottons for the kings and nobilities, and coarse cotton for the masses. Some distance away at Somalai, the Sitpats or sculptors are making executive boards, idols and tall ornamental metal lamps. Okay, temples, town and pilgrimage centers. Thanjavur is also an example of temple town. Temple towns represent a very important patterns of urbanization. The process by which cities developed. Temples were often centered to the economy and society. Rulers built temples to demonstrate their devotions to various deities. They also endowed temples with grants of land and money to carry out elaborate rituals, feed pilgrims and parishes and celebrate festivals. Pilgrims who will flocked to the temple also made donations and bronze, bell, metal and the lost wax techniques. Okay, bronze is an alternating copper and in tin. Bell metal contains a greater proportion of tin than other kind of bronze. This produced a bell-like a sound. Cholas bronze statues, see chapter 2, were made using the lost wax techniques. First, an image was made of wax. आप देख सकते हो इसे वैक्स से रेडी किया हुआ है। This was covered with clay and allowed to dry. उसको क्ले से कवर किया है एंड ड्राई किया हुआ है. नेक्स्ट इट वॉज अ हीटेड एंड टाइनी हॉल्स वॉज मेड इन द क्ले कवर. This molten wax was drained out through these holes. The molten metal wax powdered into the clay mold through the hole. Once the metal cooled and solidified, the clay cover was carefully removed and the image was cleaned and polished. आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे ये जो पिक्चर है इसे वैक्स से बनाया गया है और उस पे से पॉलिशिंग की गई है एंड उसे क्लीनेट किया गया है ताकि वो मतलब अच्छी शो कर सके. देन टेम्पल ऑथोराइज used their wealth to finance trade and banking. Gradually a largest number of peasants, workers, artisans, traders, settled near the temple to cater to its need and thus of the pilgrims. They grew. Temple towns emerged around temples such as Thos, Bilsa of Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh and Somnath in Gujarat. Other important temples town included Kanchipuram and Madurai in Tamil Nadu and Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, pilgrim centers also slowly developed into township. Vrindavan, Uttar Pradesh and Tiruvannamalai, Tamil Nadu are example of two such towns. Ajmer, Rajasthan was the capital of the Chauhan kings in the 12th century and later become the Suba headquarters under the Mughals. It provides an excellent example of religious consensus. Khwaja Minuddin Chishti, the celebrated Sufi saint, जो साधु संत है वो. See also chapter 8 who settled there in the 12th century attracted devotees from all creeds. Near Ajmer is Lake Pushkar which has attached pilgrims from ancient times. A network of small towns. From the 18th century onwards, the subcontinent was dotted with several small towns. This probably emerged from largest village. They usually had Mandapika or Mandali or later times to which nearby village brought their produce to sell. They also had market streets called Hatta, Heart of later times, linked with shop. Beside there were streets for different kinds of artisans such as potters and perishers, sugar makers today, toddy makers, smiths, stonesons. It's while some traders lived in town, others traveled from town to town. कुछ ट्रैवल्स होते हैं वो जो वहीं रहते हैं ट्रेडर्स एंड कुछ होते हैं जो टाउन टू टाउन ट्रैवल करते हैं. मैनी कम फ्रॉम फार एंड नियर टू दिस टाउन टू बाय लोकेट आर्टिकल्स एंड सेल प्रोडक्ट्स of distant palace like horses, salt, camphor, saffron, betel, nut and spice like peppers. सेलिंग करते हैं. कुछ ट्रेडर्स होते हैं जो बाहर जाते हैं आउट ऑफ और कुछ वहीं रहते हैं तो रोज का रोज सेल करते हैं उस तरीके से. लुक एट दिस पिक्चर्स. यूजुअली Samatha or in later time a Jamindar built a fortified palace in or near that these towns. They levied taxes on traders, artisans and articles of trade and sometimes donated the right to collect these taxes to local temples which had been built by thieves or by rich merchants. These rights were recorded in inscriptions that have survived to this day. Taxes on market. The following is summary from our 10th century inscriptions from Rajasthan, which listed the dues that were to be collected by temple authorities. There were taxes in kind on sugar and jaggery, dyes, thread and cotton. जैसे चीनी है और जैगरी गुड और डाइज, कलर, थ्रेड, कॉटन, ये सब है. ऑन कोकोनट, सॉल्ट, एरियाज, नट्स, बटर, सीसम ऑयल, ऑन क्लोथ. Beside, there were a tax on traders, on those who sold metal goods, on distillers, on oil, on cattle folders, and on loads of grain. Some of these taxes were collected in a kind, while others were collected in cash. Okay, traders big and small. There were many kind of traders. These included the Banjaras. Several traders, especially horse traders, formed associations with headmen who negotiated on their behalf with various who bought horses. Since traders had to pass through many kingdoms and forests, they usually travel in caravans and formed good guide to protect their interest. There were several such guilds in South India from 8th century onwards. The most famous being the Manigram and Nandesi. These gold traders extensively both within the peninsulas and with Southeast Asia and China. There were also communities like the Chittars and the Marwari Oswal who went on to become the principal trading groups of the country. Gujarati traders included the communities of Hindu Banyas and Muslim Bahars. Traders extensively with the ports of the Red Sea, Persian Gulf, East Africa, Southeast Asia and China. They sold textiles and spices in these ports and exchange brought gold and ivory from Africa and spiced tin, Chinese blue pottery and silver from Southeast Asia and China.